Welcome to the Dragon Gods battle tutorial. First thing that makes a battle unique is you've got army cards. These are only used in battle and they are determined by the size of the army and the tech level of the side that is partaking in the battle. In the example we've got here, you've got two different armies facing off against one another. This army has no artillery, but 2 infantry, 2 cavalry, and one archer. The opposing army that Reese is playing has 1 artillery, 2 infantry, 1 cavalry, and 2 archery. The suits, the trump suits for each of the phases are displayed on the battle map here. The number of cards that make up your army hand during a battle is determined by the size of the troops. You will select cards from a deck that has clubs in it for infantry, diamonds for artillery, hearts for cavalry, and spades for archery. Those cards get played into these slots here. The slots above have to come from the hands of the players, though there are some exceptions to that. The next thing we have to look at is the terrain card. This card, the value of this card doesn't actually matter, but the suit determines the trump suit for the tactics phase. The suit is determined by the terrain that you're fighting in. In this case, we've got clubs, which is for forests. So this example is a battle in a forest. The next thing that happens is we place out the cards. If it is a PC battle versus an NPC battle, the NPCs will play out all of their cards face down first. Followed by the PCs playing out their cards face up, where they can discuss what tactics they want to use and who will play which leader cards. This is significant because someone who plays a leader card can use their feats sometimes to change how the battle runs. Now that we've played out all the cards, we reveal all of them at once. We use poker chips to indicate various effects that have happened during the that affect the values of the cards in question. If the card is of the trump suit, we place a green chip on it to indicate that it gets a +3 bonus. In this case, the terrain is clubs, so in the tactics phase, the trump suit is clubs. For the archery, the trump suit is spades, so we place a bonus for each one of the spades. Hearts for cavalry, so all of these cards apply. In infantry, it's clubs, so these two don't get any. And for artillery, it's diamonds, so this one misses out in that case. We then start with the tactics phase. What the tactics phase does is it determines a particular phase to be played twice during the battle. We compare the totals. In this case, each one of these gets a trump bonus, so that's 5 and 5, makes a total of 10, versus 6 and 1, makes a total of 7. So Reese wins the tactics phase. However, he can only select a phase to be repeated that matches the suit of one of the cards he's played. In this case, because he's played both being clubs, infantry has to be repeated because infantry has clubs as its trump suit. So we will play the infantry phase twice. Under normal circumstance, the phases go from tactics through archery, cavalry, infantry, artillery. There are quite a few things that change that. For this example, we will run through in that order. The first phase is archery. all of the cards are getting a trump bonus, so it's fairly easy to see that a 5 and a 4 is beaten by a king and a 10. So Reese has won this phase, which means he gets to damage one of the cards on this side.
I'm going to select the 8 of clubs.
So the 8 of clubs gets damaged. This means that the total of that card is reduced by 3, effectively cancelling out the trump bonus in this particular case. We then move on to cavalry. Again, a king and a 4 beat a 3 and a 6, so he gets to choose another card to damage.
I'm going to stick with my tactic and try and damage the king.
So, damage the king. So he's doing his best to reduce the strength of my infantry. However, despite the fact that he's cancelled out all the trump bonuses, a king and an 8 still beat 2 9s. King being 13 makes a total of 21 versus a total of 18. This means, and because the infantry is being played twice, that means I get to damage 2 cards on this side. I'm going to damage that card and that card. We then move on to the artillery. The artillery is a fairly clear win for him because he's got 2 kings, both of which get the trump bonus. This means he gets to damage another card.
I was going to do the 6, but I'm going to damage the queen.
And that is the end of the battle. Victory is determined in one of 2 ways. Firstly, the total of all of the cards displayed, including the damage tokens and the trump bonuses, versus the other side, the one with the highest total win. The other way to win is by damaging all 5 or all played leader cards. This means that it's a bit of a risk not to play leader cards, although you can leave slots blank in this section. Less you have out here, the easier it is to rout your army. Because no side has destroyed all their leaders, we move to the total. The total of this side beats the total of this side fairly comfortably. The only part where this one was only by 3, these are winning by a heck of a lot more. So that means that Reese has won the battle. We then move on to the implications of that. If a leader card gets damaged, it is the hero that played that leader card that also gets damaged. So they take a level of damage. If it was one of the army cards that gets damaged, then that army actually gets damaged. And we remove a size from that army. So in this case, he damaged an army here, so that army becomes smaller. So this army is now only 1 infantry, 2 cavalry, and 1 archery. And similarly, this one has no cavalry left. The side that won totals up the number of troops that he destroyed, or that they destroyed, gets a gold for each 2 troops rounded up that were destroyed during the battle. This can actually be a reasonably good way of getting resources if you can manage to dominate a battle. There are a large range of feats, spells, and rituals that will affect different aspects of this. Often the feats give you a bonus of +3, so in that case we would use a blue chip to indicate a +3 from a feat. Unless otherwise stated, you can only get a feat bonus and a trump bonus on any particular card. And that's about it. Thank you very much.